Well, I got something to tell y'all about, and it ain't so much a story I want to share as it is an indictment on the way that my wife treats me. You see, I had to go to the podiatrist the other day because I had an ingrown toenail that I've always kind of dealt with. It got a little infected and started hurting. It was impeding my activities, and so my wife and I run down there to the doctor's office. As he was working on my toenail, he said, "Have you ever considered going and getting a pedicure on a regular basis?" Well, I just laughed it off because I wasn't going to go nowhere and let somebody rub all over my feet. My wife, however, latched on to the idea, and when I tried to oppose her on it, she reminded me of how much time I spend in the woods by myself or with my buddy Lem Parsons, and not with her. She let me know in no uncertain terms that we would be going to get a couple's pedicure. Well, I figured I owed her at least that much, and so she made the appointment, and we showed up to the shop one day, and little girls started rubbing all over our feet. Now, I don't know about any of y'all, but if I sit in the chair more than about 5 minutes and lean back, I'm going to go to sleep. Well, evidently, when I got back in that chair, I drifted off into a dream and fell pretty fast asleep. All I was supposed to do was get my feet rubbed on and a little clear nail polish on my nails to keep the fungus down. Evidently, my wife and that little girl working on my feet thought it'd be funny if they go ahead and put a little color on there too. They painted my toenails look like little watermelon slices. Now, I'd have been all right with it if it stopped there, because ain't nobody else ever sees my toes. But they thought it'd be funny, since I didn't wake up, to go ahead and work on my fingernails too. That girl painted my fingernails up and looked like little smiley faces and unicorns and stuff. Now, that'd have been enough right there to make me a little upset and get a good laugh, but then my wife talked that girl into dipping a couple of them little Q-tips they got in that hot wax and sticking them in my ear holes. Evidently, I was so asleep I didn't notice. She yanked them things out of my ears and jerked all the hair right out of my ear holes. Well, since I still hadn't woke up and I was snoring pretty good, they got to laughing about it. What finally woke me up was that little girl sticking them hot wax covered Q-tips up my nostrils. Well, when I woke up and realized what was happening, there wasn't nothing I could do. They was in at that point. I don't remember all of it because I was still a little loopy from my dreaming, but that little girl put her hand on my forehead. She said, "I'm going to count to 3. She got to about 1 3/4. She yanked everything that's ever gone up my nose back out. I think there's little bits of brain material on the end of the wax-covered Q-tips. Well, to add insult to injury, my wife said, "Oh, Robert, would you look at that? I seem to have forgotten my wallet in the car. Would you mind going up there and paying the bill?" Still had the darn cotton balls stuffed between my toes so the nail polish wouldn't stick together. Had to walk up there barefoot. Little girl behind the counter said, "All right, Mr. Man, that with your treatment and your wife's pedicure, that's going to be $137. I said, "You have got to be kidding me." She said, "Well, we was running a special. It normally would have been more than that, but since you got the full treatment, you got 15% off." I just handed her the debit card and never said another word about it. But I gotta admit, my nails did turn out pretty cute.